Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is the Woody to my Buzz Lightyear, Nate.
Pairing complete.
Yep. Got that new Bluetooth feature added in.
That's a lot more than Bluetooth, baby.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, where each week we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic. This week, Nate, we're going to talk about friendship. I think we're going to talk about, dealing with trauma and
creepy variations of Sia songs
and TikTok dances, because this week we are reviewing M3gan.
M3gan.
Yes. Now
I love M3gan.
I don't want to tip my hand one way or the other too much.
I already said I love M3gan. It already.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You when the trailer came out, you and I had very different reactions.
I said this will be incredible. That's literally I said to you. I don't do trailers. Everyone knows this. I don't really like trailers. Sometimes you send me something, I'm like, all right, if Mitch sent it to me, I'll take a look. But like, I'm not searching these out or anything. Yeah. I saw Megan. I'm like, this is it. I don't know what it is, but it's it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You were much more excited about this than I was. I mean, It looked like hot garbage. The minute that the M3gan started dancing, I was like, what is happening? So look, we're going to talk about it. I don't know where we're each going to fall on this. It's going to be something. But Nate, I feel like you're very excited for this. And in fact, I think several of our listeners out there are excited. We've got a number of comments of people actually asking for this. No 5-star reviews for it, but you know what? We were going to do this one anyway. And Nate, is this the kickoff for our Doll of Fame 2023?
That is correct.
Yes. Oh,
we're starting it. Christmas came early.
It's back, baby.
Yeah, we're February's a short month, so we're just going in. We're going in with M3gan.
Oh man, well yeah, M3gan is certainly. It's the more modern. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to figure out which Puppet Master movie you're gonna have.
Yeah,
to be
there's
subjected
gonna be
to.
one. It's kind of like in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I forgot that. I got so excited by M3gan that I forgot Puppet Master was like going to bring it down. But even despite that, I'm still feeling pretty good about it.
Still feeling good about it.
Which tells you a lot already.
Tells me something. I don't know if it tells me what you think it.
Menu, M3gan, 2 in a row. Just bangers.
Oh,
recent, weird, campy, dark comedy-ish bangers.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, loving it.
All right, well,
basically the same movie. So,
oh my god. Well, look, we're definitely Jesus. We're definitely going to get into it. Man, I don't know. We got some stuff to talk about this. But first, why don't we have a debate question?
Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime.
Nate, I'm just at a loss. What do you have for this one?
Well, first thing, do I grab the audio from Allison Williams' character in this movie and M3gan arguing?
Ooh.
As the new drop for the debate question?
Oh, I think you do. I think.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
We're just going full Megan. We're going full Megan.
We're going full Megan. Oh, M3gan. Oh no, that's all right. Oh, it's done.
We are for M3gan to give you one of the best podcasts ever.
Oh my god! At least until the next Willem Dafoe film. Nate, what do you have for us for a debate question this week?
This one is pretty specific.
Oh,
so,
okay.
M3gan, doll, bad coding, unintended consequences. Sounds like, thin brown-haired woman becoming, being a mom to a young impressionable person with that doll. What does that sound like? Sounds like the Child's Play remake with Aubrey Plaza, if you recall that movie, Mitch.
I do, but not for anything beyond Mark Hamill being the voice of Chucky and Bear McCreary stuff.
Well, that's unfortunate. You don't remember anything, because I was going to say, so Child's Play, when that came out, we were both fans of it.
Yep.
And I was going to say this, hey, Child's Play, it came out summer 2019.
Mm-hmm.
It had Aubrey Plaza in it. You gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. That seems
that seems
high.
Seems high in retrospect.
That seems high. But yeah, Child's Play and this movie. I mean, Child's Play by far, the Child's Play remake, not Child's Play. Well, we haven't done that movie yet, but that is nothing like this movie with M3gan anyway. But yeah, I was just not a debate, I guess, on the merits of the Child's Play remake versus this movie, and where each of the movies, has pros and cons versus the other.
I don't know.
If you don't remember it very well,
it's not so much that, but I don't know if I want to get into my. I mean, I touched my hand on what I'm thinking about this movie, right?
Well, maybe just thematically. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. This is probably a better version of that remake.
Okay.
Because the new Child's Play was, I think, a lot like this, right? Really about like, giving this boy more of a friend. I mean, they're all sort of like that, but less reliance on weird voodoo serial killer stuff.
Well, the Child's Play 2019 movie, I believe, was just someone in, where it was being manufactured, got fired and just like tampered with something and like disabled all the,
right.
Protocols.
They did. It was the
coding that had the people,
Yeah, it was the crusty doll being stuck in evil mode. Right? I think that's yeah. Yeah, I mean, this movie, what I think this movie did better, is that there was bad coding in it for sure, but I don't think there was a sort of nefarious, like, I'm going to intentionally screw this up, right? It was just this, M3gan is built by a person who doesn't really understand kids and any sort of psychology, or
who does,
like she has no empathy in generally. So why wouldn't she program a doll that also has no real empathy? Right. So
yeah, that's true.
This one was more of an unintended consequence versus someone very clearly intending these consequences.
Yeah.
But I think that probably works in its favor as opposed to the Child's Play. I think, I think the problem with the remake of Child's Play, again, I'm saying problem, like I didn't give it a 7 apparently.
Yeah, way too high for both of us, most likely.
Was I think we were like, oh, cool, this is a good fresh take on it, right? But yeah, maybe it was. I mean, I think this was better served as being just a totally different doll. I really want to know.
M3gan is fresh with the E being a 3. It's next level fresh.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, that's for sure. What I think what a bigger question I have for you, Nate. What happened to James Wan in his life?
Yeah,
I would like to debate. I'd like to come up with what exactly. I really believe he one of his relatives was like a ventriloquist and was just.
I told you about my
complete asshole.
My wife's aunt who has the dollhouse. Maybe James Wan had that same aunt, but went to stay with her every summer and had to sleep in a room that was all dolls.
Yeah,
every night as a kid.
Well,
I mean, easy setup from just my personal experience. If you were a little kid and had to sleep in those rooms because all the dolls took over the rooms, which is exactly what happened. But you had to stay there like by yourself with that aunt every night. Ooh, I mean, easy.
That's not ideal.
Easy trauma right there. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious. Do you think which one of these dolls is the one that like scared the shit out of him? Right, like one of them has to be one of these like doll movies has to be based off the doll that tormented James Wan.
I'm assuming it was Dead Silence because that's the original, right? I'm assuming that was maybe the closest, and the other ones are the more abstractions.
You may be right because even Annabelle, like his version of it, looks closer to that, than all them. Maybe it was the Goosebumps doll too. Who knows? I will
say this: the Chucky from Child's Play, some positives there to, counteract the M3gan love here. I was looking at the pictures and Chucky in Child's Play looks creepier than M3gan.
Yeah,
M3gan has the uncanny valley going, in which her voice is one actress and then like CGI over an actual other person, like another child.
Yeah.
Kind of a wild setup. And you definitely get like you're like more in the uncanny valley, like, oh, it's a little off.
Mm-hmm.
But Chucky is a little bit less sophisticated in Child's Play, but much creepier. Much creepier.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. I mean, yeah, Chucky looks the best in that movie by far. And it's more of an actual, like, yeah, but M3gan doesn't really act like a doll. I mean, it's a robot, right? Let's call it what it is.
It's an android. That's the A.
It's different
Megan,
than
right?
Different than a doll. Yeah, exactly. Maybe
look at this picture I put in the chat from the fake commercial for Child's Play. Look at I put it.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I forgot
exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
I forgot how disconcerting it is. Like, look at his face. That's the face you make when someone tells you a real shit joke and you're like, okay.
Yep.
Like, that's the face of someone who's had to put up with a lot of kids. Like, that's the face you make when your kid is like telling you about like some story about their day that is going nowhere and makes no sense. You're just like, yeah. God, look at the cheek lines too. Jesus Christ, that's.
I know it's much creepier.
I'm gonna close that. Yeah, I think point to Chucky, to the remake of Chucky over M3gan.
Obviously, Allison Williams gets a deeper character with more kind of meat on the bone, writing wise. Right. I think that Aubrey Plaza does in Child's Play. But I'll still probably give it to Aubrey Plaza in 2019 in terms of like who was more effective in the movie.
Yeah,
so that's another positive. So creepier doll, better kills. So if you're in it for the kills, Child's Play had that one kill. Remember that dude right outside his house?
Child's Play was rated R too, though, right?
It's a good question.
Because
it had to have been rated R, right?
Because M3gan is PG-13.
Yeah, and there's another big difference, I believe. Now, a little bit difference here is that Child's Play was supposed to have a sequel, come out soon after. That got canceled. M3gan 2.0 already scheduled to be released January 2025. Booyakasha.
You best believe James Wan's got that shit like a sequel always locked and loaded. Like he's not walking out of the house with pitching some movie without like the next 3 in the wings.
Yeah, I mean, and James Wan pitched this. That's just there's so many doll movies. It's still working somehow. This is the best of his doll movies for me personally.
Well, I was about to say
he's getting better. Maybe.
Well, I was gonna say maybe that's a better comparison. Yeah, let's compare it to Chucky, and for obvious reasons because of the story. But I mean, of James Wan's dolls, where does this one stack? Is M3gan like? Does M3gan top Annabelle and top doll from?
Yes. Dead Silence.
That's
absolutely.
I can't remember the name of the doll from Dead Silence. I was trying to think if I can remember it, but
exactly
that doll was creepy.
That doll was inducted into our Doll of Fame, and I do not recall the name of the doll. So that is not good.
The Doll of Fame is the Texas Podcast Massacre Doll of Fame is what have you done for me lately? Doll of Fame.
That's true. That's yeah. It's. I mean, I to be fair to other previous nominees, I mean, the Puppet Master ones have just already been erased from my brain. So like that's also a factor.
Okay. We're gonna nominate and put one in we already did last year.
Was it Johnny? No, Billy. I was thinking Johnny. Yeah, it's Billy.
Billy.
It's
that's
Billy.
Right. There it is. Okay.
Took me a long time to get there in my head.
I don't know. So. Billy's creepy. I mean, Annabelle also is creepy from a true doll perspective, right? Like Annabelle's face doesn't ever move, the Saw puppet's not, is up there as well, but man, M3gan's kind of creepy. M3gan's kind of creepy in the same way that like you were terrified of like other middle school girls at like your middle school dances, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna stay over here, just kind of hang out, right? Like more creepy in a rich girl creepy sort of way, right?
I see what you're saying.
Like it's not so much that because she's a creepy doll, it's just she's just creepy. Like that could have been a person, and she'd still be creepy. She's just always,
Yeah, M3gan is less of like the 80s school, or is like less of like the physically imposing bully and more like Sarah Michelle Gellar in Cruel Intentions.
There you go. Thank you. You got me.
No problem. Is that what you were going for? I'm hoping that was what you were going for.
That's not where I started at, but you know what? I think it worked, and I'm gonna just go with that. That it made sense. Look, all right. Well, let us know where M3gan stacks with the other James Wan's dolls or with Chucky himself. You can let us know at Texas Podcast Massacre at gmail.com. TX Pod Massacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Obviously,
where's the M3gan Limp Bizkit memes? Come on, what's going on here?
God, I hope not. There might be. What if M3gan, instead of singing
CS Titanium,
if she had sang behind, like the Limp Bizkit version of behind Blue Eyes. No, I was gonna say Behind Blue Eyes.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one too.
But like the Limp Bizkit version, where she starts just doing like the weird West rap in the middle of it.
That is incredible, right?
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah. Now I know why you wanna hate me. Because hate is all the world has even seen lately.
Ooh, bringing another franchise? That's something.
What?
Let it change.
Can you imagine Megan just pivoting to what?
Would she? Yeah, her dancing to Nookie or something. It would be pretty. Well, let us know what you
look. I listened to an entire Orgy album today, so just don't even worry about it.
Why? Were you okay? Were you on gunpoint? Like what happened?
Just cause.
Which one? Hold on. Which one?
Their 2004 album. I believe it's called Punk Static Paranoia. I'm remembering this off the top of my head, which is sad.
Something.
It's real sad that all of that came from the top of my head. So yeah, there's that.
All right. Well, call.
Future opportunity.
Give us a call on our voicemail. I don't.
What?
Check in on Nate. He clearly needs help. 346-246-3143. Leave Nate a call. Just be like, look, maybe if you're an orgy fan and you've been cranking some Blue Monday lately, you can oh,
come on, that's casual orgy fans. Boo.
How about some Stitches? Is that better?
That's the second hit. I mean, come on.
Well, okay, the second hit, like orgy had 500 hits.
Yeah.
Nate
hit 5.
Nate, don't even. We did. Maybe this is what we should debate on. It's orgy songs. Well, look, let us know. But until then, we need to get into this week's movie of the week, M3gan.
I designed Megan to protect Katie from feeling lonely. She will recognize you as her primary user. And when you do that, you're going to pair with her.
Crazy. It's insane, right?
Oh, don't I look nice? Batting my eyes. Isn't it pure perfection?
Megan, your goal is to protect Katie from harm, both physical and emotional.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare some work. I won't let anything harm you. I love her.
Megan's not a person, Katie.
You don't get to say that.
Things that you can play with me. You better watch your back. The last thing that you hear will be my love.
Megan, what are you doing?
Couldn't sleep. Occupational hazard.
Got your full attention.
Don't! Stop!
What the hell is that?
You should probably run.
Focus, or we will push you downhill. Better as much as we're sweet.
I won't let anything harm you ever again.
Megan.
Have I done something to upset you, Gemma?
I know you think you're maximizing your objective function.
Oh, really?
Sugar and spice and everything nice. No, that's not what we're made of.
Megan?
Baby doll skill. Don't provoke us or we will go.
You'd have to shut her down.
Jesus Christ, I thought we were friends.
Be pretty, but we're still.
I have a new primary user now. Me. Did Megan do something bad?
What's going on? What are you?
I'm Megan.
Baby doll skill. Don't provoke us or we will.
Christ in heaven. All right, well, there's that. There you go.
Boom.
I mean, you knew, and everyone listening to this, I mean, you don't have to watch that trailer. Everyone listening knew when the bass drop happened. That's where they put in the dance scene in the trailer. You know it. That dance scene probably did more to get to help to boost like people going to see this movie than probably anything.
There's like
else.
5 or 6. I mean, we'll get into it. There's like 5 or 6 just incredible moments.
Oh yeah,
that are just like extremely memorable.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. So I mean, I think we've already talked about kind of what this the pitch of this movie is. Nate, what can you tell us about M3gan?
M3gan, aka Megan, but it's M3gan. It premiered technically last year. Let's see, is this for Oscar? Is this for like Oscar, eligibility or something? I'm not exactly sure, but wide release at the January 6th. So a few weeks ago. It is 6.5 in IMDb. What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes is, Mitch? I want you to guess.
Oh, I'm gonna guess the critic score, right? Not the audience score.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's at 86%.
94%.
No.
Yes. Only 79 audience score, higher from the critics, which you would not expect for M3gan. It is just all over the place. It is awesome. It just became streaming this week, which is why we're doing it. And we're going to do spoilers and everything because now people can go out and see it.
What's it streaming on?
Huh?
What's it streaming on?
I think it's like purchasable.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, like I think you can get it on Amazon, and
sure,
Google, and wherever, whatever. You want to get it from Redbox? Probably possible still. I believe eventually it'll be coming to Peacock.
That's all great things do. Finish the Royal Rumble, watch you some M3gan.
Peacock. So there you go.
That should be the
official slogan of Peacock. They should have a M3gan record just saying Peacock in her auto-tune voice.
That should be how how they always have like the bumper in front of every like show you stream on where it's like here's a service you're watching, like you forgot that you were like on Netflix or whatever. They should do that. That's exactly what they should do for Peacock. Someone start that petition.org or whatever for them to change that.
You're welcome.
Holy Christ, incredible.
Anyway, so there's that. Directed by Gerard Johnstone from previous extremely early episode in the Texas Podcast Massacre canon. All the way back in episode 5, Gerard Johnstone was the director and writer of Housebound. There you go, Mitch.
Oh,
Housebound,
man.
M3gan. 2 for 2 straight bangers.
That's the New Zealand ghost story one, right?
Correct.
Okay, I did not realize. Okay.
Boom.
Some things are starting to make a lot more sense now.
Yep. Story by James Wan. And James Wan got Akela Cooper, who had just written Malignant for James Wan the year before, to be the writer. So I think this is a little bit better than Malignant, personally.
Yeah, although it did have some of the same. It did have some of the same kind of humor points as well.
And that same lady is going to be the writer of M3gan 2.0, but also the Nun 2. You can just drop the Nun 2 and just work on M3gan.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That seems extremely reasonable. So yeah, the director is not attached to the second one yet, so we'll see how that goes. But both Gemma Allison Williams and Katie Violet McGraw, very good child acting in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe Child's Play had some really good child acting too, which is part of why I got a good score. Are going to be back in the sequel. So rounding out the cast, you got Ronnie Chang, who you might know from The Daily Show, who is just beasting in this movie with just douchiness, nailing it. And that's basically it in terms of like actors for this one. Tagline: friendship has evolved. She's more than a toy. She's family. Go to the Olive Garden.
If
they would have taken,
did Vin Diesel write that one?
It's not a car. It's family. That is exactly a Vin Diesel quote from Fast 37 that's about to come out. If they would have had when she's here, she's family, and there's a M3gan Olive Garden crossover commercial, we have reached the peak.
Oh, she just opens up like a empty compartment that is like steal all the breadsticks.
That would be incredible. That would be incredible. Just showing like the amount of calories and everything that you just like take on your plate. So there's that. And then, I mean, the movie was made for roughly $12 million. Box office worldwide, it's already at 131, hence green lighting the sequel already. something that Jason Blum said he almost never does, but early buzz from M3gan is just like, oh yeah. I mean, it's very early in the year, but it is the number 3 2023 movie in the world right now. So
yeah,
behind 2 Chinese movies. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's not been a whole lot of movies that have come out, to be fair, in theaters this year, like almost zero.
Yeah, I mean, Ant-Man's probably gonna crush it, right?
Nail it. Well, for a return on investment, like 10 times, probably not.
Oh well, sure. Well, yeah. I mean, you could talk. I don't know. If Skin and Marink looks like it's crushing the return on investment category.
That's
that movie's
true.
made for what, like 15,000 or maybe less. And it's got
like future episode.
I think I saw it's made like 60 times its budget back.
Yeah, its budget. It's 100 times.
Oh, by the way, well, no, at the time I looked at it, it was 60 times. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably grown since. Times. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. So I mean, there's that. I mean, Terrifier 2 had a great return, also, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so M3gan, just a phenomenon. I got some more information about it, but we'll get into it when we talk about the movie more. I will say this: the movie was moved up a week in order to avoid releasing the same week as Tom Hanks's A Man Called Otto and the new House Party remake.
I don't know.
Unnecessary.
I don't know a single person. Sorry. Look, I'm gonna stop y'all there. I don't know who at Blumhouse thought like, these are our audience is going to be very confused. Like they're not gonna know what movie to pick from.
House Party, M3gan. Oh, what am I gonna do here?
Yeah,
I don't know. A little interesting. Maybe didn't trust it as much as they should have. But
and I really think from what I understood, like, okay, so when I saw the trailer, I mean, and again, I said this, I really was firmly believing this movie was going to just be hot garbage. But I did recognize that, like, I think the people that Blumhouse thought was going to see this were like teenage girls and stuff. And I mean, I showed this trailer to my niece who, she's in dance and all that. And I was like, look, this movie looks like garbage, but I guarantee you're gonna love this. And sure enough, she was like got obsessed with it. Granted, she's a little more into scary stuff too. But she was when she saw the dance, I mean, she learned the dance from there. She's like
it's a short dance, perfect.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she fell into it, and I think that's who they thought was going to be the demographic. But I think a lot more people outside of that were like, piqued their interest in it, right? Probably why it's doing so well is because there's more than just like teenagers going to see this movie.
Yeah, it's got it's got great appeal, which is just, again, something you would not.
Well, God, even inspired an SNL skit this past weekend, right?
And the SNL skit, and we were together on a nice little trip. Got to watch that.
Sounds so weird. We were together.
We were together on a little trip up in a cabin in a mountain. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah.
And then that might be, that's the nice reason why our other episode got released a little late too.
Yeah.
Fun times. But it's definitely crossed over into the mainstream. I mean, can we see as many M3gans? Are we getting M7gan? Like, is that?
No, I think this peters out after a trilogy.
Okay, so you think we'll get 3?
I do. Maybe. I would not be surprised we got a 3. I could also see this ending with 2. You don't want M3gan to overstay your welcome.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, a Child's Play movie was already supposed to have, got canceled, right?
Yeah, because even Child's Play only had 3 until they revived it with Bride of Chucky and all that. So
it'd really be more about because Blumhouse is doing TV stuff, it'd be like the M3gan TV series spinoff is probably more likely than like more than 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be maybe 2 movies in a show.
6 seasons in a movie. Yeah.
I'm reversing that. But yes, like this, similar-ish like strategy. But yeah, that's it's at least got 2. I mean, even The Nun got a second movie, so it's it's not like
so.
If it gets a third movie, like all right, like now, but it's entered the consciousness.
I mean, so Nate, I mean, I just gotta ask. I just know off the top of your head, great movie or the greatest movie? Where are you sitting right now? Because I
would say great.
I was about to say when I saw this
movie for what it is.
When I saw this, I instantly was like, Nate is going to love this. Like this is
accurate.
This is Nate's type of campy film.
And you were correct.
And I was correct. I think we actually even saw it on the same day. I didn't even realize. I think Lisa and I had gone to see it because we had some time before we were going to pick up the kids and everything. And I think I texted you, and you texted a picture of the marquee outside the movie theater.
Yeah. Did I see M3gan in theater 3? Absolutely did. It was meant to 3.
Oh, I don't like that. But look, I'll just say it. I was wrong. This movie is really good. It's so really campy. What I think is good. I mean, what this movie really nailed right is like they accepted the fact that this premise is ridiculous, right? Like
that's how you got to do it. You can't be too serious with this.
But what they focused on was so good. Like focusing on the little girl's trauma and more around that whole attachment and everything. I mean, was so good. Like if you're someone that wanted to get like some like deeper meaning out of your like horror movies, it actually gives you a little bit of that. Enough that you can like pull stuff out, but it also gives you enough camp. It also gives you enough like just awesome moments, right? Like I think you mentioned there's some like stellar moments here that just really stand out. I think Allison Williams does a really good job as being just as kind of like colder. I don't really want kids, but I'm sort of stuck with this now. And now, like dealing with now having to basically.
She's more interested in technology than people, right? Like how the technology interacts with people than how she actually interacts with people, right? So, it's good. Yeah, I mean, it's a comedic film, I would say, right? There's definitely a lot of comedy in there.
Yeah.
You got Ronnie Chang from Daily Show just hamming it up as a douchey executive, right?
Yes.
He's got some comedic relief. M3gan has some extremely hilarious moments. So there's it's not taking itself seriously. Some of the deaths are just hilarious. It's just like comical. I mean, you pull a TikTok dance sequence into grabbing, essentially a machete. to chase someone with before you're about to launch. It's saying a lot about the tech industry and how people are, using artificial intelligence without understanding necessarily the consequences. There's definitely some jabs about, just, throwing your kids like a screen instead of, interacting with them. Right. Definitely some of that in there too. Yeah. It's got themes that are resonant. It's got some lighter comedic moments. It's got some straight horror moments, and it's got like very memorable scenes from both of those sides.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's probably what puts it over the top. Is there are memorable scenes that are serious, there are memorable scenes that are funny, and there are memorable scenes that are like the horror part. Yeah. So a lot of movies, I think, and Mitch, this is more maybe you're just like, all right, pick a thing or like focus on one thing or something like that. I think usually what that means is like they half baked one of the components right into the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
This one is not. This one actually, it delivers on the comedic parts. It delivers on the thematic parts, and it delivers on some horror parts. So like they maybe not all the same, but like there's an execution of each of those. That actually happens.
Yeah, everything about it, like all of it feels earned. All of it feels like intentional and well done. Yeah, exactly. I mean, half baked's probably the best way to describe my usual complaint about this kind of stuff, where it's just like we don't really know what we want to do. Like we're trying to like, okay, let's throw in some haha moments. Why? Let's throw in this is all so well encompassed. Everything feels just natural and nothing's really forced. And I mean, obviously it does so much for it. I was really surprised at how much I actually enjoyed this film. And I think this is, again, this podcast was really started about, forcing people to watch horror movies and our unsuspecting victims. This is so unsuspecting victim friendly in terms of horror films. And it's such a good,
oh my God, PG-13.
Well, it's such a good gateway horror film. Like, I mean, this is something that I would if someone asked me give me a horror movie to start, like to share with someone, this is a good entry level horror film. It's not, look, this movie's not scary. Let's call it there, right? I don't think any hardcore horror fan is going to like be scared by it, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really like, it's, if you've seen a Child's Play movie, you're kind of getting the same.
Yeah, if you've seen any
same general beats, but it's doing enough differently, and the execution and the scope of the movie is just very well done.
And maybe, and again, maybe it's because of the technology and where we are today, and how, again, to your point, how resonant it is. Like, she's not really a doll, right? She's an android. And so I think there's a level of believability with it versus like,
are you saying that our whole premise of our theme month is not work for this movie? Don't tell me that.
I don't know, but maybe not. Because dolls coming to life and all that on its face is kind of ridiculous. Hard to really buy into it. A sentient robot that's built off a learning algorithm that has no real like cap on it, like, you kind of buy that, right? There's a little bit more of this realism to it that like you're no one in their right mind thinks fucking Blade's going to be coming around with a little Gestapo outfit and half-ass run. Like no one's worried about that, right? But like a 4-foot tall android that's like full like machinery and can learn and all that. That's you're starting to get into something kind of actual, some actual deeper waters, right?
Yeah, agreed.
No one's worried about Ginger Dead Man, right? Like
I am.
You're just
the next
worried.
Leprechaun movie coming out. That's the real question,
right? So yeah, really impressed. Nate, were there? I think what I liked about this, I mean, even the kills were edited in such a way that they were like, look, the hardest scene to watch is that one kid's ear getting just like straight up ripped off.
Yeah, in this movie, I mean, to talk about the unsuspecting victim friendliness of it, not that many kills. Does the dog die? Oh, yes. And I was like, all right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I figured you were like fist pumping the air at that point.
That dog, I was like, this dog is just so dead.
Oh yeah, even Lisa, like the minute they show the dog, like Mitch, I'm like, yeah, I know, dog's dying, it's fine.
The dog is over.
Yeah.
It's not a sympathetic dog. This isn't the dog from I Am Legend. Okay,
yeah.
This is like Cujo almost level. This is like the man's best friend dog that you love so much.
Right.
You're not feeling too bad about it. So that's nice. Yeah, the kills. I mean, a kid gets his ear ripped off and then essentially thrown into a moving vehicle a la Pet Sematary. So that's something. So kid dies, dog dies, Ronnie Chang dies.
We're hitting all of your I mean, these are all like big Nate wins right here.
It really is. Allison Williams. I mean, Allison Williams, we've done 3 horror movies with her. Perfection, Get Out, and this.
Yeah.
So far, so good with the horror genre. I mean, she'll be in M3gan 2.0.
Yeah.
So
she's got. I think it's because she's got a way of she can have this look where she just like there's like nothing behind her eyes. You know what I mean? Like it's just like not like she's not there, but like it's just creepy. Like it's just unsettling. Like you don't see anything. It's very unsettling. Especially like in Get Out, right? And she has that here where it's just like there's just no empathy, right? She's just like, here's this fucking girl wanting to play with my collectible toys. Okay.
You're not playing right. Person who lost their parents.
Yeah, clearly like trying to do what she knows is she's supposed to do, right? But obviously, like, yeah, she doesn't want to have to take care of a kid, right? Oh no, just so good. Yeah, what's her name getting killed with the pesticide and all that was rough to watch. That was a good
the
kill.
dog and the owner just making a clean sweep.
And then the one dude who is killed and made to look like he was the one that killed like the boss and all that. That was
set up.
Yeah. I think that was the only thing that the assistant like stealing the files was kind of weird. Like I get why they did it. That was probably the only like one of the few missteps. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
It was totally unnecessary. I mean, there's just no point.
Yeah, like
to that character.
Like it would have made more sense had she caught him stealing like almost like the Jurassic Park, kill where he's like trying to sneak out all the genetic material and the research. Like, okay, that would have been better. He just like stole these files and then later on just got killed randomly. Like it had really nothing to do with it except to try to make it like, oh, I noticed you stole these. So I'm going to make it look like you did this. It wouldn't have mattered. Why does she care? Right.
Yeah.
At that point. Now, Nate, I mean, how much of a fan of BattleBots are you?
0. I don't know.
Okay.
Anything about
Did you
BattleBots.
because when you first see her first robot that has like the hand control, like punching gloves or whatever, I mean, everyone knows where this is going to end up, right?
Yeah. It kind of gave me like almost like Robot Loader Alien.
A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. It's like really, really early prototype.
Yeah. And it was good. I don't know. I mean, Megan, that fight scene was interesting.
It wasn't great. The climax of the movie is not as good as the lead up.
Yeah.
Not quite. I mean, it's more talking than. I mean, there's obviously there's the old school robot versus new school android. It's a nice little touch. Analog, hey, not so bad, right? If it's an analog thing, it'll actually listen to you, so that's good. So there's that. But yeah, the end was a little. It felt like a little forced. Like they kind of had to decide, like, we got to have the confrontation. We got to do that, and then it's like a nice, like, oh, this is like where you started with robotics and where you got the passion, and then clearly you lost your way and all ethics along the way, and let's like figuratively and literally go back in time.
Yeah.
To like fix the wrongs that you did. It's like, all right, that's okay. I get it. Ties a nice little bow on it. It's not as good as the other parts of the movie. So that's what I wanted to ask you. Most memorable parts. So outside the dance scene, which is incredible, and only about 5 seconds.
Hold on. The dance scene is so good because, you watch this in the trailer and you're sitting here like, okay, I'm curious why she's dancing. Like, what is the surely there's some context to why she's dancing. No, she just starts dancing. There's even in the movie, there's no.
Well, it's like a stall tactic. It just freezes them.
Yeah. The dance scene, incredible. Oh man, I don't know. Give me a second, but tell me one of yours while I'm kind of thinking through. There's
Titanium, singing Titanium.
Oh God, I howled.
She sings Titanium to them.
I howled laughing
to her
when that happened.
All of a sudden, this is like it's like auto-tuned robot rendition of Titanium when she asks like, "Oh, you murdered that kid, right?" Like, I won't let anything happen to you. And like, what if they try to get you? I'm literally made of titanium. Singing that song and just like this weird off key almost. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Laugh out loud level in the theater. For sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about it's not even, I don't even know. The scene where they go to the fucking camp and Allison Williams talking to that other mom and talking about her son, and she's like, "Hi, honey, don't forget your son." Goes, "Shut the fuck up, mom." And I'm like, I just laughed real hard. Like ridiculously hard at this scene. This mom just like, yeah, my son.
I laughed when M3gan is sitting the same place, but M3gan is sitting in the toy table.
Oh God.
Like all these bears, and she is just all these like stuffed animals and bears, and she's just looking out. So good.
It's such a great scene. I mean, there's all the whole like confrontation. Like she's trying to explain to the girl like why you don't put the thing on the coaster, and all those her dialogue scenes are just so good, right? Like,
yeah. So in the beginning, she's like, "Put your thing on the coaster, like flush the toilet," and then as M3gan learns and like the codependency becomes both directions.
Yeah,
android to girl. M3gan just stops doing that and like makes Allison Williams' character tell her to not put on the coaster because she wants to stay like her liking her.
Yeah,
that was a great touch. I mean, as someone who's a parent, you definitely like, okay, yep, someone who has kids wrote this one for sure.
Yeah, I also really love just that scene of her walking in the house and just whipping off the sunglasses, like like fucking Audrey Hepburn over here. I don't know. There is so much of that stuff that's just on its face. And again, I mean, just from the trailer, when you have no context and you're not seeing the whole story develop, I think this is one of those times where like watching the trailer probably did more harm than good. Like the trailer is so like everything's out of context. So you're just like, what the fuck am I watching? And then you see it, and then you see it all put together, and it's so just wonderful. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean,
so good. So it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's good. You know, what is it as good as like? You know, is it as good as like Babadook? You know, is it as good as like It Follows in the horror? You know, horror film history, right? Like it's not that kind of movie, but the thing is that it never tried to be that movie,
right?
It tried to be a campy, fun movie,
well,
and it just succeeds so well. It's like, yeah, you are a totally different kind of movie. You don't have to look at, I'm all about the independent Gretel and Hansel type movies sometimes.
Why? We were having a nice conversation.
I know. So sorry.
Low blow.
But like this movie easily could have tried to go for something more deep. Blumhouse probably less so, to be honest. Truth or Dare is about, what Truth or Dare could have had deeper messages. They didn't even try for that. But it's not like it's Piranha Double D or something.
Right.
It's not going that level or anything, right? It's got the balance. It's like a satire. It's dark comedic moments. It's got kind of, a little bit of a sci-fi element, thrillery bit, parts, horror parts. Ripping the kid's ear off was something.
Well, yeah, again,
it's got visceral parts. It's got the parts where Megan is learning, and like as the movie goes along, she changes. She's a main character in the film. She's somewhat sympathetic, which a lot of things try to do. Like a lot of movies try to make the killer sympathetic, but like Android, like no sympathy to like right. Like it's a fine line. It walks it so well.
I think you're right because I think we've gotten spoiled with like prestige horror films and all these that are, like the Babadook. Like there are so many other horror films that are classics that we view as classics that were very much like this, right? They weren't trying to take themselves seriously or have some big message, I mean, look, it's spiritual. Like, I mean, it's spiritual equivalent of Chucky. I mean, the original Child's Play was just the same way. What had its moment, was still had scary moments in its own right. When the scene where Chucky like turns on, right, and finally is like starts attacking the mom. Classic scene, because up until then you never know that, you don't buy into it, right? They never show the doll really doing anything. But it never takes, it's not trying to be the, some like existential treatise on right. It's just entertaining. It's good.
Yeah. The entertainment value is so high. Yeah. I'm swinging back a little bit, Mitch, to, like some, like just liking the entertainment, Prey up at the top of my list this last year. Go back and listen to our top 10 list. But yeah, I mean, it's a crowd pleaser. This is like, I wish I could have seen Prey in the theater because that would have been freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
This is like the next best thing in terms of just like, and this is a movie to see with other people.
Yeah.
Like you have to see this with another person because you'll laugh. I didn't even get to my other favorite memorable moment I have on my list here. The detective who has like some of the like most deadpan dialogue of all time. And then you never see him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like Room-esque. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Perfect. It was incredible. Like, it's like that guy died. Oh yeah, that guy died. Like it just, that guy's awesome. Flipping through his notebook. There's nothing in those notes. It's so good. Oh man, that guy was stupid. But like in a funny, just like, yeah, it's really hard to find that balance because there's been a lot of Blumhouse movies that have tried to do that and have failed. Oh. I mean, for every M3gan, there's a fantasy island. For every M3gan, there's like a truth or dare kind of wish upon type movie that is just not real good at all, right?
Yeah.
And this is not that. That's for sure. Like this is nailing it. I mean, who would have thought, Mitch, after if you had told us, when we were like first, toward the beginning of doing this podcast, Halloween came out right before the pandemic. It was like 2018, right?
Yeah.
Halloween comes out, and then you're like, you know what? By the time Halloween ends, pun intended, there's going to be a movie a couple months later about there's going to be another James Wan doll movie that's like one of the best movies of the year, and you'd be like, that's like a million times better than the Halloween movie, and you'd go, you're on what drugs are you on? Because I would like to have those also.
Yeah,
that is how it ended up for Blumhouse. Isn't that wild?
Yes.
M3gan has already made more in the movie theater than Halloween ends. Just insane. Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
That is insane.
And they are within 3 months of each other. Less than 3 months. So
wow, that blew my mind. Blew my mind a little bit.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. And then they also have Sick coming out, which you and I saw at Fantastic Fest. That's going straight to Peacock. There you go. That's my new slogan. Let's go straight to Peacock too. But yeah, so I mean, yeah. Can you imagine if you'd have said that in 2018? Go to see Halloween, you go, first Halloween, crushed it, nailed it, and then you go, yeah. By the time the third one happens, there's a Android doll James Wan movie that is just gonna like crush it in the box office and be a 5 times better movie. And you go, nah, no, I don't believe you.
No one would.
Yeah,
no.
I know, and yet here we are. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's
it's
all over the place.
Chase your dreams, no matter how ridiculous.
Chase your dreams.
Well, look, with that, Nate, without further ado,
Final cut.
I'm just gonna take this time. I to James Wan, to M3gan, I apologize.
I'm not apologizing to James Wan. Stop making nun movies, dude.
Well, that's fair.
Come on.
That's fair.
More Malignant, more Megan, less nuns.
To be fair, maybe James Wan owed this one to us, but I would have bet money. I would have bet stupid, a reckless amount of money that this movie would have been just hot garbage. I mean, it had all the signs, right? Just pandering, TikTok dancing, like a rehashed old plot that borrowed from Child's Play, creepy doll from James Wan. Like, nothing about the trailers would have ever made you think this movie was going to be anything but just a colossal turd. And it's not. It is just 100% good. I mean,
I don't know about 100%, but
it's very good. Like, its flaws are celebrated. I'll put it that way, right? Like, what they knew the flaws he would have in this film, and they leaned into them to make them strengths in terms of like comedy bits and other things, right? Like,
and when they make missteps, they're not egregious,
right?
And that's really the key for this type of movie. That nothing's egregious, and when things are ridiculous, they're ridiculous in a good way.
Yeah,
the ridiculousness never goes bad, I guess, is the difference maybe between that and some other movies.
Look, my learning algorithm allows me to admit that I've made a mistake. I've trained, I've overcorrected. I'm back. I'm gonna say, oh man, I guess I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 TikTok.
Oh my
TikTok
God,
videos.
That's incredible.
It's better than the remake of Chucky. And I liked it clearly. But this is, I mean, I again, my threshold is like, I don't like to watch movies a whole bunch, like multiple times. I want to see this again. I'm telling people about it. Even my brother, texted me, I guess when he took my niece, and was just like, Megan's incredible. Like, he was and he never texts me about these he's just like, it's fine. This is just a winner. And it's got such broad appeal too. Like, I'm not surprised we're getting more M3gan. We're going to get M4gan. We're going to get M6gan. Who knows? I mean,
M6gan? That sounds excessive.
But we're going to get a lot. Nate, where are you at?
Yeah, Mitch, we got to get at these. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but we got to get to Puppet Master, because we cannot keep having the same. We can't keep having the same, overall sentiments about movies here. Because I'm at an 8 also.
Do you think this was just as good as?
No, it's better. I overrated.
Okay.
I believe I may have overrated Child's Play movie when it came out. Maybe I was just very prescient and just knew this movie was coming. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I knew there was gonna be an 8 out of 10. Wary of technology, doll androidy movie. I just jumped the gun a little bit. That's what I will say on that. Plus, it had Brian Tyree and it took place in Chicago. So,
you are you are a Chi-Town homer. So I guess
exactly. So maybe that might have been some rose-colored glasses, or some red-eyed Chucky glasses on that one. But this is a solid 8 out of 10. I don't think I will be regretting this at all. I'm still waiting on when the Blu-ray potentially will be released, so I can see what we're talking about here in terms of special features.
Yeah,
because I will definitely purchase this if the special features are. If there's like a director commentary, this movie will be mine. So in my collection. So yeah, it's real good. And yeah, I don't know, Mitch. We're getting, it's the return of the crowd pleasing horror movies.
Yeah,
They're coming back a little bit.
Yeah, we're all tired of being in the pandemic. Everyone's back in the theaters. Let's give someone. I think it just becomes a.
You should be cheering. You should be cheering. Like,
let's have
not every horror movie, but you should be cheering in the theater sometimes. You know what I mean?
We still need our Hereditaries. We still need movies that just are deeply unsettling.
Yeah. Robert Eggers do Nosferatu. Looking forward to it.
Like Skinamarink. We mentioned that earlier. I mean, that's doing very well because it's just weirdly disturbing and. And we need those. Okay, I'm not saying we need to full total there, but we still need movies that you enjoy going out to see. That are more part of the experience of going to see a film with friends and just having a great time.
Agreed.
That's it. All right, well, Nate, where can they find us?
You can find us as always. Texas Podcast Massacre, gmail.com, at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Waiting on Facebook. M3gan Limp Bizkit meme. So I'm just waiting on that. Give us a call, 346-246-3143. Let us know. If you guys saw M3gan, I want to hear if we are just irrationally loving this. It does not seem like it this time. I think on Child's Play remake, where we were a little above, maybe a little overexcited about a movie in this vein, like coming out. And this is version 2.0, right? With Megan. So it nailed it. But love to hear people now that it's on streaming and pretty quick after coming out. It's like less than 3 weeks after coming out. It's already on streaming. Or it's already like on VOD, I guess. And then it'll be on Peacock.
I think that's just the way of things now.
Yeah, it's 45 days, I think, for Peacock movies, or for like just general streaming, like directly after the like theatrical run. So I mean, it's not going to be very long until other people are watching it, too, on Peacock. A lot of people have Peacock, so you should be able to catch this no matter what. And
how many times you said Peacock in this one episode?
Peacock. I don't know.
Not a sponsor. I feel like I need to just let everyone know.
Yeah, I bought a whole year of Peacock for like $25. So it's like, all right, this is easy.
Jesus. We'd like to be it's Peacock. If you'd like to sponsor us, Nate will
sure.
Nate will just yell Peacock real loud every episode.
Limit time offer, $29.99 on one full year. There you go. Done.
Oh my God.
Poker face from Ryan Johnson. Anyway, no, it's good. It'll eventually be on Peacock, but no, it's good. Check it out wherever you can. Highest recommendation: Unsuspecting Victims. Hardcore horror fans who like slashers will like it too, because that's you, Mitch.
Yep.
People who like a little bit deeper meanings or are looking for deeper meanings, sometimes making them up when they're not there. Like me, even. Like I said, thematically, it still works. Like it hits on just enough levels and executes well enough in each of those levels that this is a pretty universally liked movie from all the different types of horror fans, which is really saying something. So yeah, there you go. M3gan, see it. Learn the TikTok dances like your niece. I don't even know what that even means. We glossed over that, but that seems damaging in some way. But we can check on that one later, I guess. Maybe she'll be on for M3gan too.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, then it's like, I've lived my whole life about M3gan ever since then. So
get the hell out of here, Wednesday dance. It's M3gan time now.
I don't even know what that means.
Don't worry about it. You know what it means.
Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosity did not have a lot of dance scenes, so that was the one I picked from Netflix. So there you go.
All right. Well, from all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.